all federal properties, among several other measures.
Good morning, world.
This is different from what the previous administration did, is on the messaging front. And that's why we are seeing...
So I hear that everybody got a lot of questions and got a lot of commentary about Surviving Tasha K, episode 1 with my Lion X asshole fucking piece of shit faggot ass baby daddy Samuel Douglas Odom. And he called my father abusive. He said my father was abusive. Why don't somebody go up and check about how many times Big O, Daniel Odom, whooped his mama ass? Matter of fact, he was whooping his mom. Big O was whooping Tina Cooper Odom's ass so fucking much. When they went to court, the judge told him, if you touch her again, I'm throwing you in jail. See, that's abusive, Sam. That your 34-year-old father was fucking a 14-year-old girl so he would pay her parents' fucking bills because your grandfather was an alcoholic. Oh, yeah, who whooped your grandmama's ass. And then she tried to turn her daughters into a fucking singing group and turned them over to a 34-year-old fucking pedophile. That's your family history. Samuel Odom, and everybody in Philly knows it. Big O was 18 years older than Tina, and he met her when she was 14. No wonder you and Tasha get along so good. Y'all are both abuse deniers and you're fucking victim shamers. You want to talk about my dad? My dad was a real man. Let's talk about your pimp ass fucking father, who refused to go back down south where he came from, South Carolina, North Carolina, wherever he was. What was the story? He raped some girl and he murdered somebody and he could never go back south, and that's why he came to Philly to be the illustrious criminal that he became to be. You want to talk about dads? Let's talk about yours. Let's talk about yours. The same one that told me that he knew that Tina was molesting you, but he ain't want nobody in the church to know, so he just kept it quiet. That's your father. Daniel Odom. Big O Furniture. Cecil B. Moore. He was a thief, he was a liar, he was a con artist, and he was a terrible father. But you want to talk about my dad was abusive? What my dad was a Marine. And when you came to my dad that day, Sam, and you were complaining to him about how I won't let you be a man, my father said, well, that can't be possible because my daughter respects the presence of a real man when he is in the room. And a woman shouldn't have to let you be a man because if you're a man, you're just a man. So maybe the problem isn't my daughter. Maybe there's a problem with you. That's what he told you, Sam. Your mama didn't want me to marry you. My daddy didn't want you to marry me. Matter of fact, my father was supposed to be the officiant for the ceremony and refused to do it. And as far as pool is concerned, there is nobody in the Philadelphia pool world who remembers you before I brought you around. I taught you to shoot pool at the Trestle End, at 11th and Callowhill, where all of my friends who you still play pool with watched me teach you. And then I told them to teach you because I didn't have time to sit around and babysit you while you kept fucking up. I bought you your first pool stick, Sam. It was graphite. Gave it to you for your birthday. You remember? I threw that big birthday for you. The first birthday you had with me. I took you to the Doubletree down Broad and Walnut. Put the suite together, and one of the gifts that I gave you, along with that gourmet dinner and all of those candles and all of that shit, was your very first pool stick. It was black and blue. It was a graphite stick. I got it down Delaware Avenue. You remember? Or maybe some of the people that I know from the pool scene in Philly want to speak up about this lying fucking bitch. Because I asked Reggie, and I asked Teddy, and I asked all of them niggas to teach you how to shoot pool, and you joined the team with them, with Demetrius, God rest his soul. You a fucking lying sack of shit, Sam Odom, and anybody who believes anything you said, it can easily be refuted. All y'all got to do is talk to real people and stop paying fake people to lie and say that they know me.
And now what is hoped is some real transparency.
You want to talk about fathers, and you want to, and I've said a million times how he managed to get custody of my son when he was about to turn 16 years old, because he had me charged with child abduction, even though I didn't even have my son when I was arrested either time. And the times I was arrested, they got me first thing in the morning taking my son to school. And the charge wasn't Dallas. The charge came from Chicago, where you was fucking that bitch, what's her name? That ugly ass fucking cop, Pamela Childs, who was forced to retire after my case. All of it's public records. But you know what, Sam? There's no amount of lies that will ever change the 2 hours of testimony that my son gave to the Dallas court reporter's office alone by himself, uncoerced. The interview was only supposed to be for a half hour, and they stayed for 2 because he had so much to tell them about you, Sam. And guess what? All of those are court documents. See, Tasha, that's the value of research. And I feel sorry for you, Sam. You must have really needed the money. But for a child that is a product of a child rape situation, your father was 34 fucking a 14-year-old girl. I'm sorry, 32 fucking a 14-year-old girl, and moved her into an apartment when she was 15 with her mother's permission. Your grandmother pimped your mama out to Big O, and everybody fucking know it. The Cooperettes, managed by Danny Odom, and you thought that your family was going to have a second chance to ride on me? Sorry. Of course your mother didn't want you to be with me. I let you come and live with me so you could stop paying her $1,000 a month to live in your childhood bedroom at, what was that, 7200 Caversham Drive over there around the corner from the Cheltenham Mall. She was pissed off when you moved out because you couldn't give her that money no more, and I gave you that break so that you could continue to stay in college and pay your college bill, because your mama was taking too much money out of your pocket, you bitch. You ungrateful little hoe. And when I tried to break up with you and drop all your shit off at your mama's house, you sat there and you cried in the street and begged until you damn near threw the fuck up. Please don't make me. I love you. You wanted me to save you from that hoe. And she wanted you to continue to pay her bills. You want to keep talking, Sam? Or should we talk about your goofy ass fucking sister Becky, who lied on the stand for you in Dallas? By the way, perjury is a crime, Becky. Perjury is a crime. You can be charged, and you too can go to jail, Becky, and be separated from your motherfucking kids. We'll see if your black husband will stay with you. Because that white husband that your brother Sam and your mother Tina did not want you to marry, when you would call me and cry to me and say, I don't know why they won't support me in my marriage, I was like, well, your mother didn't support me in mine. Why would you expect any different? Live your life. Do you, Becky? I told you. And when that white boy kept getting drunk and popping you upside the motherfucking head, I told you if you needed to leave, you needed to leave. I was a real sister to you. Sam couldn't give a fuck. Perjury is a crime. So I'm very grateful for the interview. I'm very grateful that you told all of those lies that can now be refuted with facts and court documents. I'm very glad. Because now, Sam Odom, I officially have your ass for defamation of character. Period. And all of the conversations that I had with my son about him crying about how he wished he didn't have to be with you, about how you threatened him, about how scared he is of you. I have all of those recordings, and I will now be documenting them and publishing them so people can hear what my son really thinks when you're not standing over his head telling him, say what I say, or I'm going to put charges on your mom and she's going to go back to jail like she did the last time. But keep my father's name out your mouth. He never fucking liked you, bitch. He thought you was a fucking whack-ass piece of shit and didn't understand why I married you, because I was lying to him about who I really was. You're fucking pathetic. Or do we need to talk about the time that you came to my apartment when I left you when we were separated, but I would let you come over and visit the kids, and you raped me on that couch that our children grew up on? And said, I don't see why you're making a big deal about this. We're still married. I said, pussy, we are separated. You live in Cherry Hill. You have your own fucking apartment. You don't fucking come over here and stick your dick in me while I'm asleep. And I was going to call the police, but the only reason I didn't do it was because our son, Pud, begged me not to. Please, mommy, don't make him go to jail. You know he's confused. That boy's been sticking up for you all his life. Shame you never returned the favor, Sam. But I have the evidence. See, I got the facts. I got the tapes. I got the video. I got the pictures. Where are your pictures, Sam? Where are your facts? You must have really needed the money because you just put yourself up for everything. Don't ever speak about my father again, bitch. Don't ever. Don't ever. People shouldn't have to endure someone. We have all endured you, Sam Odom, just like people endured your fucking schizophrenic pedophilic mother, Bettina Cooper Odom. Allison Bettina Cooper Odom, who was sold off by her mother to a grown-ass man because your grandfather didn't take care of his wife and kids. All he did was get drunk and beat them. You remember how you used to have blackouts when you would get drunk, Sam, and you would think that you were your dead grandfather, and you would start, bitch, and running all over the house acting crazy? You remember that, right? Because I do. First time it happened was at the apartment on South Street. And I told you we needed to separate from your family because those people were too toxic. You get drunk and start acting like fucking crazy, dead, fucking woman beating ass, drunk ass rapist. That's what happens to you. That's why he don't be drinking, y'all. That's why every time y'all see him at the pool hall, he be drinking pineapple juice and coconut water and all of this shit because he can't drink. Because when Sam Odom drinks, he get loose. And he started letting out all them family details. Sam don't drink around nobody and he can't trust with his shit. And he don't trust nobody with his shit. That's why he lies so much. But thank you. Because now I'm going to take your 401k. Now I'm going to take your pension. Whatever you got, I'm taking it. Defamation of character, nigga. You lied through that whole fucking interview. And then you tried to disparage my dead father, who did nothing but save people's lives.
Ryan, what is the status for the Biden cabinet, and what's the timing expectation?
And what you're doing by trying to help Tasha K is trying to destroy my platform that is standing for victims like your mother and like you for that matter. Because you're a sex assault survivor. Sam, you should just come out the closet and be happy. I'm sure there's a rich white man that would love to make you his girlfriend. Who knows? You've been getting pimped by Ralph Lauren for so long. Maybe he'll take you in as one of his mistresses. Oops. I'm sorry. Allegedly. He likes male mistresses. Ralph Lipschitz. Allegedly.
Up the process a little bit. Make it go a little bit longer than would normally would under certain circumstances and really.
Y'all can believe all the lies you want. I got the facts. And now that these niggas have stepped into that bear trap that I set for them, they can all pay me for it. Take care. Oh, Samuel Douglas Odom the First, my ex-husband, father of my only living child, who did an interview with Tasha K spouting nothing but lies about me and my family. And all of the lies can be easily fucking debunked. That's how desperate you were for that little bit of check. That you was willing to fucking put it all on the line. Because you must have, that baby mama of yours must be needing that money. The one you got babysitting my son in New Rochelle with the orders to not let him speak to or talk to anyone. He's 18 years old. Why you holding him so tight? When his godfather, Charles Tank Harris, recently contacted you, you wouldn't even let him speak to his godfather. That sounds like a cult. That sounds like brainwashing. Why is that boy not allowed to speak to anyone who loves him? Why is my son not allowed to even speak to his own godfather? By the way, he's your friend. Charles Tank Harris is your friend from Temple Sam. So why isn't your friend allowed to speak to his godson? And he's 18 years old. Because he's busy with schoolwork? Fuck out of here. You a piece of shit. And I'm putting everybody who knows Sam Otis on notice. If you know the truth about him, and you know everything that he's done, and you don't fucking start speaking the fuck up, I'm coming to fuck for you too. I'm coming for you too. Because you're helping him. Hold my son hostage and treat him like a goddamn prisoner of war for my pocketbook. Why the fuck he care about my taxes? I don't care about his. Why he care about my money? We've been divorced since 2011. What the fuck do my finances have the fuck to do with you? And why are you still talking about him? I told you when we was in court that day, when you pled guilty to assaulting me, and you had to go to anger management, and you had a restraining order, and you had to do supervised visitation with our kids, and they didn't even want to go to visit with you. When that happened, I told you, you're never going to get another fucking dollar out of me. Every dollar that you stole from my company while we were married, that's all you're ever going to get. And I told you, I would bankrupt myself if I had to. But you won't get another fucking dollar from me, Sam Odom. So I guess that's why you're working so hard to get money off my name. Your mother was a child sex assault victim. Married off to a pedophilic old fucking thief. And from what I've been told, allegedly a murderer. And they brought you to try to discredit me. You need to get help, Sam. And you need to come out the closet. And you need to let my son be where he wants to be. Because we both know he would rather be with me and my husband, who he called dad, the first day he met him face to face. Just like every other man I've been involved with since me and you split. My son would have rather them be his father than you. And everybody knows it. You're irrelevant. You've been irrelevant. But since you want to be famous, let's make you famous, Sam. You're the product of a sexual assault gone way too long. And all done with your grandmother's permission because she turned her daughter over to that nigga to make sure her bills got paid. Maybe y'all need to deal with that. And Becky, don't forget how delusional you are. Because when the sheriff came to throw y'all out, you went to school. I said, Becky, don't you need to stay here and pack your things? The constables is coming to throw y'all out. The sheriffs is coming to throw. No, they're not. Mom already told me she prayed. And none of that's going to happen. What happened, Becky? You came home from school and your dad was sitting on the porch crying. Rocking back and forth while your mom was in the house asking the sheriffs to get out because they had no right. Because it was protected by God and she rightfully belonged there. You fucking went to school, bitch. Thinking that your house was still going to be there when you got the fuck home. Was it? When y'all living in a motel after that? Because we took your dad to live at my very lovely, beautiful home in South Jersey. We took him in. You had to go live at a hotel with that crazy bitch. That's what you did, Becky. You was fucking grown. You was in college. What, you didn't believe the paperwork that came from the county that said y'all was being thrown out? I guess not. You took your dumb ass to fuck to school. Then you married that drunk white boy. Wow.
bring about empathy.
Y'all are fucking pathetic. But perjury is a crime, Becky. Maybe you'll find out very soon what it's like to be separated from your children. We'll see if the black husband will stay with you. Or maybe you'll run back to the white husband and have a drink, because I think you're going to need one, bitch. Fuck all of y'all. And love the rest of you. I gotta go hike. Bye.